Hey, Grant here today installing the DÜHA tonneau and topper combo on this Ford F-150. And we're just gonna go over some of the installation tips and how to get this thing installed in your truck bed. It's a slick and easy process, and I'm gonna show you just how easy it is to put onto your F-150. And another neat feature about these Fas-Top rails is when you're going to install them, it's a lot simpler because you're not having to worry about the pitch of the rail. It'll sit on top of the bed and it'll actually sit exactly where you want it in correlation to the tailgate. So you have a consistent lock every time with that tonneau cover roll bar. So what's unique about the Fas-Top rails is they actually have a pre-inserted square nut, and the other half of the rail becomes the other half of the clamp. And that's really a unique clamping system to where you get maximum bite efficiency with the clamp, and you're not gonna have to worry about this rail departing from the truck bed just because of the efficiency of that clamp. And just with one clamp, I'll show you just how efficient this is. That's one clamp installed. I got two more clamps to install, and you can see right away that this top style mount design of a rail is gonna have a better shingle effect for watershed. So with every DÜHA Fas-Top kit, you're gonna have a included header seal that'll seal at the front bulkhead of the tonneau cover. So it just makes for a little bit more water resistant seal. So with the rails installed, we're gonna install our tonneau cover bundle. The tonneau cover has a disengaging tarp stop that has a pre-inserted square nut that's going to be received by this front header bar bracket. You just simply rotate the header bar into that bracket and it'll receive it. And we're going to use our 1-inch flange bolt to connect the header bar to the header bar brackets. Another neat installation tip is sometimes when you have a header seal at the front, it'll have a little bit of compression. So what I like to do is I'll loosen the front clamp just a little bit. That way you have a little bit more travel with that rail so you can align your bolt a little bit easier. And then you go ahead and just retighten that clamp down and it'll compress the seal. So before we go to close this tonneau cover, I'm just going to point out this posi lock latch at the tailgate. What's cool about this lock is it's independently efficient. So it's actually a spring-loaded disengaging trigger latch that's on the driver's side and passenger side. We had to make these locks extremely heavy duty because not only does it have to work with a tonneau cover, but it has to work with a topper going at 80 miles an hour down the interstate. And you want something that can withstand that kind of pressure. The posi locks are definitely one of those items that are going to be reliable and durable. And when I say independently efficient, that means I can take this lock, and let's say you need to replace it, it's really easy to work on because it's right at the tailgate. And this is where you'd make all of your adjustments at the tailgate when you need to go tighten your tarp. Another neat thing about this rail system is the built-in cargo track. It's a modular track that you can actually put square nuts in. You can bolt accessories for cargo management. It's a universal square nut, 3/8, and you can bolt whatever you think that you could use to manage cargo with this track here. With this multi-purpose cargo track, you can mount different tie downs, and just think about it. A track like this in a pickup would cost you like $200, where with this tonneau cover, it comes with a built-in multi-purpose cargo track. So now that we have the DÜHA Fas-Top tonneau cover installed, now we're gonna go into installing the DÜHA Fas-Top collapsible truck topper. And you're gonna be surprised on how easy this is. You're gonna have two topper pivots that adapt to the modular DÜHA Fas-Top track, and you simply line the pivot bracket up to the square nuts, and you bolt it to the pre-marked position on the rail, and you tighten them down. So when assembling the topper bundle, it's super easy. You have color-coded X-frames and bows, and all you have to do is attach the appropriate color code to the bow that meets the X-frame. And then to mount the other side, you simply mirror it to the opposite side. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the topper sling. What's a neat benefit of this sling is when you're not using the topper, this is going to keep it clean and protected for when you need to use it. Another neat thing is how light it is. You couldn't do this with a fiberglass top. So to attach the front window to the tonneau cover, there's a double-sided hook fastener on the front window, and there's a topper flap that's installed on the tonneau cover. You'll attach the window to the flap that's located on the tonneau cover with a double-sided hook. So that's the neat thing about the DÜHA Fas-Top tonneau topper is you get the benefits of the tonneau cover, and then when you need it, you have that collapsible truck topper ready, loaded, and ready to go. So when you need that doubled covered storage space, and you simply shim the bar out from the bed, and you grab from the bottom bow, and you pull upwardly and deploy the topper. So when you go to operate the topper and set it up, you're going to want to go for your cam strap anchor points, and there's going to be a cam strap anchor on the posi lock in the rear, driver passenger, and then in the front there's going to be some of those header bar brackets. And you'll use the cam straps to help adjust the side sheets to the rails by just simply pulling on the strap. And that'll bring the side sheet closer to the rails, so that way it's easier to go to put the side sheet on. And then you can go back and reapply tension by releasing the cam lever. And you want to have an equal amount of tension on the strap as you do on the side sheet. So then with that on, with the topper completely up, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to roll our rear roll bar to the posi locks. And we had to make those locks heavy duty because, I mean, you look at it, this topper has to sustain itself in 80-mile-an-hour interstate speeds. And that's the route why we had to make it heavy duty. And you're going to have this gutter seal. It'll lay on top of the truck bed, tailgate, and it'll drain water from the top of the window, and then it'll drain all the way to the outside edge of the tailgate.